The Princess and the Golden Chariot. A long time ago, there was a beautiful country called Nuristan. In this country stood a royal palace that sparkled with diamonds and gems. In this palace lived a princess named Sana. Sana was very beautiful. Her eyes were deep black, and her long hair flowed like thick clouds. Her laughter was so sweet that anyone who heard it felt instant joy. But there was something surprising. Princess Sana had everything any girl could wish for: precious clothes, golden ornaments, countless toys, and 100 servants. Yet, she often sat alone, lost in sadness. Her heart whispered, "There is something missing. Something more than all these riches." That something was a true friend. The palace garden was full of life. Roses, daisies, and night-blooming flowers filled the air with fragrance. Butterflies danced on petals, and birds sang every morning. But Sana felt nothing. She wondered quietly, "Have I grown tired of all this beauty?" One evening, she sat on the palace balcony, gazing at the sky. The sun was setting, painting the sky in gold, orange, and pink. Suddenly, she saw a strange glow in the distance. It grew closer and closer. Sana's eyes widened. It wasn't a bird. It was a magnificent golden chariot shining with thousands of diamonds. 2 white horses pulled it, their manes glowing like silver, their eyes sparkling like stars. The chariot landed before the palace. An old woman stepped out. Her hair was pure white, yet her face shone like the moon. She wore a flowing white silk dress and held a silver cane. She smiled and said, "Princess Sana, I have brought you a gift." Sana asked, surprised, "Who are you, and where did this golden chariot come from?" The old woman replied gently, "I am the goddess of time. I have seen your sadness, even though you have everything. This chariot will take you to places where true happiness lives." Sana's heart filled with hope. She rushed down, stepped into the chariot, and the horses spread their wings. In moments, they were flying. They landed in a green field filled with flowers, but these were no ordinary flowers. They spoke. A yellow rose said, "Welcome, princess." A blue flower asked, "Do you know what makes us happy?" Sana shook her head. The flowers smiled. "Sunlight, raindrops, and talking to butterflies. That's all we need." Sana realized something. Happiness doesn't require grand things. Next, the chariot flew to a colorful valley. Trees were blue, leaves were pink, and fruits shone like gold. There, tiny fairies danced in the air. One fairy held Sana's hand and said, "Come walk on the clouds with me." The clouds felt soft like cotton. The fairy giggled, "These clouds are our home. We don't need palaces." Sana smiled softly. "You are truly happy." "Yes," the fairy replied, "because we find joy in little things." Next, the chariot entered a dark forest. Sana felt afraid until she saw light everywhere. Fireflies lit up the forest like stars. A grand festival was happening. Lions, deer, rabbits, elephants, all dancing together. A tortoise welcomed her. "Tonight is the full moon. We celebrate together." A monkey offered her a sweet mango. Sana laughed, danced, and ran. She had never felt this alive. By morning, the chariot reached the sea. The water sparkled like diamonds. A mermaid appeared, her golden hair flowing. "Come with me," she said. Underwater, Sana saw coral palaces and pearl streets. "We don't have gold, but we have each other." Sana asked, "Do you ever feel sad?" The mermaid smiled. "Sometimes, but friends always bring joy back." Sana had learned enough. She returned to Nuristan. The goddess of time asked, "What did you learn, princess?" Sana smiled and said, "I learned that happiness isn't in wealth, but in small things, the scent of flowers, the songs of birds, the presence of friends." The goddess nodded. "You have learned life's greatest truth." The next day, Sana saw a poor girl in the garden. Her name was Kanice. She picked flowers and talked to them. Sana walked up to her, and they became friends. At last, Sana found what she had been missing, a true friend. Days later, the golden chariot returned. This time, a child appeared and said, "The goddess of time has gifted this chariot to you." Sana smiled and said, "Kanice, come with me." Together, they traveled through magical lands. But this time, Sana felt something even deeper. Happiness grows when shared. From that day on, Sana used the chariot to help others. She gave toys to children, medicine to the sick, and warmth to the elderly. And with every act of kindness, her heart filled with joy. One day, Kanice asked, "What is the real gift, the chariot?" Sana smiled softly. "No, the real gift is understanding happiness." Together, they built a school for poor children. They taught, helped, and spread joy. It is said that even today, if you look at the night sky over Nuristan, you might see a glowing chariot with two girls inside, laughing and sharing happiness. Moral lessons. Happiness does not come from wealth. A true friend is more valuable than gold. Small things bring the greatest joy. Happiness grows when shared. Nature is full of beauty. You just need to see it.
Please subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. Thank you for your support.